Place your hand against the wall or a chair. Bring one knee up to your chest and then bring it out directly to the side. Back to center, back to side. Center, side, making sure you're standing up really tall. Your bottom leg is straight and you're bringing that hip up as high as you can. Release your hand and now bring your hips up and out in a little hip circle. Not really a little hip circle. You actually want to make this as big as you possibly can. You're just using your strength here. So we're strengthening our hip flexors so that we can safely do things like splits and things. Go the opposite way. Okay, switch sides so your other knee comes up towards your chest and then out to the side. Center, out to the side. Center, out to the side. So you want your hip to be your knee directly out from your hip when you're going to the side. Release your hand and do some hip circles. All right, the opposite way. Okay, come down to seated for some more hip mobility. We're going to do 90-90 knees. Hands behind you, separate your feet and knock your knees over to one side. And now knock them over to the other side. I do these a lot in my online middle splits classes to warm up. It's good for front splits too, but especially for middle splits, just getting that strength and that lubrication in the joints of the hips is perfect. Those classes run Monday through Thursday at various times at night, so you have to check the calendar. They're $5 a class though, so if you want to join me and stay on top of your splits training, that's where I will be. Okay, come to seated in a cross-legged position. Doesn't matter which leg's in front. Hands are going to go on your thighs or your knees, and you're going to do circles with your upper body. When you go back, you're rounding your shoulders, pressing back. When you go forward, you're arching your spine, kind of like a cat and cow seated. And you're going to feel this in your hips, again, kind of lubricating your hips. But you're also getting a little bit of a spinal movement, spinal stretch. All right, go the opposite way. Okay, change the cross your legs to the other ones in front, and now we are going to do a seated cat and cow. So inhale, arch your spine one way, exhale, arch the opposite way. Inhale and exhale. And go at your own pace. I'm just going to show you from the side. Okay, release. Now we're going to do a fire log. So you're going to cross, one foot is going to go on top of the opposite knee, and then you want your shins to be parallel to each other, both feet flexed. You might be up this high. That is totally okay. As we sit here, it's going to get lower, I promise. You're going to take your same hand as leg that's on top. You're going to gently press against that knee to push the hip down and then let it release. Push down and let it release. Okay, push it all the way down. Take the opposite hand and place it on top of your other hand. And now you're going to resist against your hands. So you're trying to close your leg up towards center. And then you release that resistance and you let it sink a little more. Okay, and release this side. Shake out your legs before you go over to the other side. Foot on top of knee, parallel shins. Notice the difference. The other side got a lot looser. This side's a lot higher now, but it's going to loosen up as well. So again, resisting against your leg and letting it release up and down. This is a very gentle push. You're not giving it a lot of weight. Okay, place your opposite hand on top of that hand, and now let's resist. So trying to push that knee down at the same time as you're trying to get your leg to come up towards center. Push, push, push. And now release and just push that leg down as far as it's going to go and hold it there and breathe. Okay, release. Shake out your legs. Okay, swing your legs behind you. You're going to come up into a forward fold, a wide leg forward fold with your toes pointed outward to the side because we actually want to come down into a malasana squat. So you're going to sink your hips down, let your knees bend, and you might be up here, and that's okay. We're going to wiggle from side to side, slowly get into your hips, let them sink down. They're going to get lower. I promise you. Okay, now as you come to stillness, you want to try to get your heels down. So this is going to be a pretty big stretch for the back of the ankles, and you might be up here, you might be down here. It depends on where your mobility is in your ankles, probably more than your hips, to be honest. But let's just hold Malasana here. Okay, release onto your knees. We're gonna hold frog. So separate your knees, let your hips sink down. Knee is in line with your toes, and then your hip is in line with your knee. You can stay upright or you can come down onto your forearms. We're just going to hold this. Hold a little longer. You can do this. I know this is not everybody's favorite position, but it is really effective. Okay, slowly bring yourself out and you are done. If you do this a few times a week, I promise you will see a huge difference. Thank you for coming. Have a great day.